and fun on their minds. But everyone they'd seen had been either too old or ugly or already with a girl. With Dartmouth Naval College dominating their town and scores of young cadets milling around for most of the year, it seemed ludicrous to both girls that they were unable to find anyone even vaguely suitable. But the college had closed for the summer, and suddenly there was a dearth of young males. June had barely noticed the arrival of the two boys on the next bench until her friend began raising her voice and her conversation took on a more daring tone. She glanced across at them and decided that Charlie couldn't possibly fancy either of them, therefore she must have it in her mind to tease them a little. This meant she had to join in. She always followed Charlie's bold lead. "People in Dartmouth are so behind the times," she sighed, raising her voice so the boys would hear. "I was telling Miranda Hutchings the other day that I'd smoked a joint when I was in London, and she said, 'I didn't know you could smoke meat, I thought it was only fish.'" Both girls sniggered at this joke they'd recently read in a much-thumbed old copy of Private Eye. Neither girl had even seen cannabis, much less had the opportunity to try smoking it. "Miranda Hutchings is such a blockhead," Charlie said, flicking back her hair and casting a flirtatious sideways look at the two boys. Miranda was entirely fictitious, but a useful medium through which the girls could appear cool. "I was talking about Woodstock the other day. She said she'd been there. Of course, I didn't believe her and I asked her questions about it. It turned out she meant the Woodstock near Oxford. She'd stayed there with her auntie last summer. She didn't even know about the rock festival in America." June giggled. She thought Charlie was absolutely brilliant at this game. Another 5 minutes and she'd be talking about the 3-day rock event as if she'd actually been there. "Should we go down to the record shop and listen to a few sounds?" she asked. She actually liked the look of the dark-haired boy, even if he was spotty, but she knew Charlie would laugh at her if she admitted it, and what's more, she'd want to back off immediately for fear of getting lumbered with the other one. "Oh, it's too hot for that," Charlie said, with an exaggerated sigh. "Besides, they'll never let us listen to Pink Floyd. They only like putting on In the Summertime or Yellow River because all the tourists like that rubbish." June was tempted to remind Charlie that she'd bought Mungo Jerry's In the Summertime only last Saturday and couldn't wait to get home to play it. But along with always expecting and getting the first pick of boys, Charlie didn't like it when June pulled her up on a technicality. "What do you want to do then?" she asked. "I fancy going skinny dipping down by the castle," Charlie said, without any hesitation. June might have gasped if she hadn't been so well trained by her friend to go along with anything, however outrageous, without showing the slightest alarm. "OK then," she said, getting up from the seat. "But we'd better get a move on. I'm supposed to be home by 5. Charlie stood up, linked arms with her friend, and they walked on down the embankment. She knew without a shadow of a doubt that the two boys would follow in a few minutes. "Are you serious?" June said nervously once they were out of earshot. "No, of course not," Charlie sniggered. "Do you really think I'd let two runts like that see me naked? What we'll do is get our bikes, then ride off towards the castle. We can hide in the woods at Warfleet Creek and watch for them to come running past." "That's a bit cruel," June, who was soft-hearted, protested. "It's far enough to the creek without sending them on a wild goose chase all the way to the castle." "I like being cruel to boys," Charlie grinned impishly. "It serves them right for thinking dirty thoughts, and for a couple of creeps like them to imagine they had even half a chance with us two." June didn't protest any further. Her father had often claimed she would jump off a cliff if Charlie told her to. As the girls were unlocking their bicycles from the railings of the car park, half hidden by a tree, they saw the boys coming along. They were looking this way and that, clearly puzzled by the girls' disappearance. Seen on the move, they almost looked like Boy Scouts, with their khaki shorts, neat checked short-sleeved shirts and very short hair. They even wore socks with their plimsolls. Even June recognised them as mother's boys. No normal boy of their age would be seen dead in any other kind of shorts than cut-down Levi's, or with hair.